Hello, hello. So welcome again to the Launch Live Workshop. I'm Sophie Riley. I'm your host, and today we have Dr. Nikki Starr. Did I say that right?
Yes, thank you.
Yes, I'm so excited. So we didn't get our time straight earlier, and that is totally okay. So we're doing a second live today. I'm so excited. So you are a medical doctor turned into an in I'm French, so that some words I I get a little bumpy on, but intuitive coach. Am I right?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, that is so exciting. So I know that we are talking about a beautiful subject today. But I'd love to know a little bit more about you before we dive in.
Yes, sure. And what would you, oh, hello, someone's live from Virginia. So what would you like to know? So as you mentioned, I was a medical doctor and I now work as a healer, a coach. I support people in all areas of life, from business to love to feminine embodiment in terms of women, but I also work with men, and I'm really all about ultimate living. And what I found was, working as a medical doctor, I was limited in how I could work with people. So leaving that path, I would now work with the body and the mind, but I also really work with the energy and with intuition and other intelligent aspects of ourselves as humans that in the medical field, none of that was taken into account when diagnosing or working with people. And what I found is, really for life fulfillment and success in business and love and relationships and how we be in the world, we really need to include mind, body, and spirit.
That's beautiful. And that is so true. That is so true. Um, this event is all about launching. And something that I found with working with a lot of people is that they'll grab a coach and they kind of put like the intuition right into the garbage. Okay. So we put it into the garbage. I'm just gonna do what they're telling me to do. And they're not in line. It's not in line with them. It's not in line with their energy. It's not in line with their intuition. And I have seen so many people, even just working behind the scene as a launch VA and working with the tech, I have seen too many people burn out. So, so I'm really happy that you're here. But listening to our intuition and our energy is not something that is necessarily easy, especially if that's new. So maybe we can dive into that a little bit.
Yeah, so I find that hustle and burnout happens from hustle, when you're kind of like doing something and it feels like you're pushing a boulder up a hill. Like, oh, I have to do it this way because this is what they say, this is how you do it, but it doesn't feel right in our bodies. So it ends up being this uphill battle. Whereas if you followed your intuition and what inspired you and like lights you up, and do the work that doesn't even feel like work, that is in alignment. That's what I feel, that's the path to follow, not the thing that feels like, this seems like so unnatural to me. Now, don't get me wrong, I do think that there are moments that we do need to show up and be disciplined, and it's like going to work every day. And at the same time, if you don't believe in a launch strategy, it's not going to work for you if you don't believe in it. So you do really want to get behind and really feel so good about whatever structures you're implementing in your business, especially around a launch.
Yeah, that's so true. Now, for the people, because obviously a lot of people want to launch, right? A lot of people are looking to grow their business in 2022. But how? How can, not just we as a person, but we as a society start to put to make sure that everything is in line. So the body, the soul needs intuition. So how can we start, like maybe even baby steps? How can we start and be in the right directions and be in line and start to literally run away from the burnout?
So one thing that I really recommend is teach whatever is easy for you. So whatever you're wanting to launch, allow that to be something that's so easy for you. Usually the thing we're meant to share and teach in the world is the thing that we're actively learning, and the thing that is just so, it's like obvious to us, but it's not obvious to everyone else. So when you are in alignment and you are your work, so you're an example of what you're wanting to share, it's easier to sell because it's like, look, I am the example of it. So then you don't need to feel any kind of way of like, because sometimes things that get in the way, like when I work with clients, like, are they not good enough? Self-worth, confidence. But if you are launching the thing, like, I know this like the back of my hand, this is so easy. That's the thing to launch. And then it literally is just like, I'm just being myself, sharing with the world what I do. And it really works for me. If you want to learn, hey, I would love to show you. And I think that makes it a lot easier.
That is so true. That is so true. I often get asked, what can I talk about for hours? The answer is everything because I'm French. But but that's so true, right? That there is things that I know a lot. I know a lot. I can talk about it a lot forever. That's great. That's amazing advice. I know you work a lot with, I don't want to say a lot. That's an assumption. But you work with meditation.
Mm-hmm.
Is that correct?
Yeah, it's one of the tools on my tool belt. And I can share a little bit about that, but I see Rosie was sharing great info so far. I'm so happy that you all are enjoying it. And of course, anyone live, feel free to ask questions in real time. I'm glad to answer them. And in terms of, yes, like spirituality, meditation is foundational. And let's just say from the aspects of better work ethic and productivity. So meditation is a great practice that helps us learn how to focus and to be present and to receive inspiration and intuition and guidance that comes from a higher intelligence part of ourselves. So some people are like, I don't have enough time to meditate. Are you crazy? But you actually gain time. So you start to see things from an expanded perspective. And I find you get to bend time and you can just trust, like, even how this thing happened, like I was like, oh yeah, it starts at 10 o'clock. And then I show up and then in the end, it's like, I trust, like now I get to be live on my business page. So more people are even seeing this than the original intent, So I find that meditation is such a powerful practice and it can even be 5 minutes long. So someone asked, when is the best time for meditation and with having two boys? So
I feel that.
Can do. So depending on, like, I don't know if they go to school. If they go to school, when they're at school. If they go to bed early, like earlier than you, then after they go to bed. You can also invite them to be a part of it. I know, like, I don't know their age. So I really love getting kids into mindfulness practices earlier. So yeah, if they both go to school, like that's the time for moms to have self-care, launch their business, do all the things. So you can have family and you can have business, you can have both. So I really believe in having everything we desire. And I feel like meditation is the tool that gives us superpowers. So we can manage a lot more. We can really show up in the world with better energy. Meditation is a time that we can really clear out the energy that's not serving us, get really centered, really clear. What am I focused on today? Get some inspirations about things to do to support what we're launching or creating in the world. So for me, meditation is like that sanctuary space where I get to commune with my higher self.
I love that. And so, contrary to maybe some myth, what I'm hearing is that you don't have to cram it into a morning routine for meditation to be effective. Because I did, try that, but there's just so early a mom can wake up at. So instead of thinking about I have to cram it into a morning routine, which is already time constrictive depending on the life at home with the kids and school and work and all of that, but more part of a work routine or doing meditation is a lot better than not, right?
Yeah, like you can even do it if you arrive to their, let's say we're still dealing with the mom situation, but even if you're not, like you don't have children yet or don't have them, those moments in the in-between, like you're going to a meeting and you arrive early. Like even before I was sitting there on the call and I'm like, when is this starting? But then I was like, let me just receive this moment. And I live in Malibu, so I was watching the ocean waves. And I'm like, I'm just going to sit here and be in peace. So I had like a few minutes to meditate. And in those little moments, so it's being really time efficient. And for me, it's like a go-to. If I have a moment where, even when I'm driving, I sometimes do certain meditation techniques. So some things you can do with your eyes open. And so that's why I created a whole course about that, because I believe like we're not here to be monks, like meditating in a temple, like we're in the modern day. So how can we weave it into many aspects of our lives, depending on what our intention is?
I love that so much. So what would you say to us beginners? You say we can start with 5 minutes, but would you say that maybe a guided meditation would be better if we were just starting out?
Sure. And I actually created a guided meditation album. I can actually share that link with you as well.
Awesome.
And what I have found is, yes, I think it's like awakenyourspiritualpower.com/meditations, if I'm correct. Meditation. Yeah, I think it's meditations. Might as well and basically, if you can't do it yourself, listen to a guided meditation. But there's one beginner meditation that I'll teach you that I promise you can get so easily. And it's focusing on your breath.
Okay.
It's silly. You're like, what? That's a meditation? So the truth is, meditation is a concentration practice. So when you close your eyes and you take time to be still, and you can even go through it now. So whoever's listening, you can close your eyes and you can come to just be with yourself and just start without trying to achieve. You could take a deep breath if you like, breathing in through your nose, exhaling, release to help you become more present. And now, as you are in this space of stillness, just watch your breath. Notice how it enters your nose. Notice how your body expands as you inhale. Notice the temperature of the air as it comes into your nose and it leaves, how it changes in temperature. Notice the rate and the rhythm. Notice the spaces in between. So just watching the breath. And if you have a thought, just acknowledge it and remember that you're focusing on your breath. And notice how that just completely shifts your whole mind, your nervous system, your body slows down, your muscles start to relax. And that was not even 5 minutes.
That is so true.
It wasn't even 5 minutes. And so imagine if before you sat down to do your tasks, that you have your to-do list in your lunch, or you are about to connect with a colleague or someone. It's so powerful how it just happens.
It is. I'm sure a lot of people can relate to what I'm going to say. I don't slow down enough. Mm-hmm. Right? Especially with mom and COVID and the kids at home. And I don't slow down enough. But that felt really good. I've been on a really big high all morning because of, the live and everything going on and getting so excited and chatting with everybody. So I feel nice. Yeah. I feel calm for the first time today.
Yay! It like creates a spaciousness too. And that spaciousness is so powerful because we have more space to receive those insights, that intuition. And also when we slow down, we make less mistakes. Mm-hmm. So that's another reason why it's like so powerful to meditate, because you're more self-aware, you're more present. Because when we have 20 things that we're juggling, sometimes we make mistakes because we're not really focusing and paying attention.
That is so true. I feel so good and calm. My goodness. So obviously I am a beginner at meditation. I've been trying to cram it into my morning routine. So I'm making the decision right now to, do it daily after I kick everybody out the door.
Yeah.
Yes.
We can do it in the car. We can do it anywhere. You can literally even just close your eyes. If you're going to a restaurant to meet a friend or whomever, and you're waiting, you can just close your eyes instead of like opening the phone and scrolling and see what we can.
Yes.
We can just be present and still and focus on our breath and ourselves, and it enhances our life in every way.
That's amazing. I'm just so happy we got to chat today.
I was like, no, we have to do it today.
Yes.
So unfortunately, hopefully whoever wasn't live earlier will still catch this one on the replay.
Absolutely. So we're live on YouTube. We're live in your community. We're live into the Facebook group. And I will send to everybody that registered. Of course, the replay, lots of time to watch everything. I'm very mindful that not everybody can, jump on when I am free or when you're free. So we really want to make sure that everybody gets to watch this. Do you have any other advice to the entrepreneurs? If you think back of when you first started, and there's social media, there's blogs, there's everything. I could list them all. It would take forever. It is overwhelming. You get to a new piece of tech and you feel frustrated for some, overwhelming for others, because everything is new. You're always evolving. Facebook is going to be a virtual reality, so you have to you're always evolving, right? But especially when you're just starting, there is a big feeling of overwhelm. So would you have any tips, tricks, or advices for those people?
Again, I'm back to follow what inspires you. I don't feel like, and I know because I went through that, where there was a time where I was like an avid blog poster with my social medias. And then at one point I became super inspired in Instagram. And that's where I really grew. And I was like, this is where I really like to post. So I just focused on that platform. And then I started to learn how you can repurpose content. So then I would have assistants go in and put like 2 or 3 posts together into a blog post. And that would be the email. So I started getting smarter, because I used to create different content for every single thing.
Yes.
It was like, well, I can just share it with everyone on all the platforms. So I would say you can have your space that feels really good. That's where you output, and then you can repurpose it. And you can repurpose it into different channels if you feel like you want to be on all the channels. Even today, still people are like, oh, you should do TikTok, you should do this. And I'm just like, like I'm happy with Instagram. I started showing back up on Facebook, like my business page, because now they have the technology too, where you can post it in Instagram and then it goes to your Facebook too.
Yes.
Right?
I think that's so amazing, because you are the first person that I talked to in the series that starts with Instagram. Right? So it's not backwards. It's not the right way. It's just the right way for you. So I love that. I love that a lot, right? So there's a lot of people that are starting with blogs or with podcasts. So that's a really, really good example of do what's best for you, not what's best for what seems like everybody else, right?
I really feel like finding our formula, and it will change over time. And yes. So really honoring. I do feel like it's important to stick with things and focus and show up consistently, whatever that is for you. Like maybe you're like, okay, I'm going to post 3 times a week or every day. And there was a time where I really wanted to grow my Instagram that I posted every single day, no matter what. And so I did go through that phase as well. Or when I wanted to restart my YouTube channel, I was like, I'm going to go live every single day for 30 days. So sometimes it's good with that momentum.
Yeah.
Every day. So then you create that habit, and they say like 21 days it takes to create a good habit. So if you're wanting to show up more, do a challenge for yourself and say, okay, I'm going to do it for a month. I'm going to do it for 21 days. I would say at least 28 days, because that's a lunar cycle. And it's more than 21, or a month. You can say, okay, for this whole month of December or January, if you're thinking of as a resolution for yourself, every single day for the month of January, and then you'll find what your rhythm is.
I love that. So you're doing what feels good. You're going within your goals, but you're also doing the work to go over the bump, the resistance that you might feel at the 21 day, like you're getting into a routine. So I love that a lot. Thank you so much. Now, I know that you have a free gift for everybody. Do you want to tell us a little bit about that? I am going to drop it into the comments to make sure that everybody sees it as we talk.
Okay, great. I'm going
The
to...
Ultimate Women Uprising, which just the name makes me happy. So
yeah, so this is a great way to jumpstart wherever you are. So I created this 5-step cheat sheet, but it's really like a mini guidebook, and it has journaling prompts, and you're taken through 5 steps, like examining your life in these different ways. And I take people through a process of like clearing out what's not serving, finding the clarity, and then aligning your energy and your actions and your thoughts to call in what it is you're desiring. So it also has a bonus 5-day video series, so you can go through it. And even in itself, it's like a mini training, and you will definitely identify things within yourself that are ready to heal or transform that will support you in rising to that next level. So whether it's in love or business or money or your radiance as a woman as well, showing up in a bigger way, this is a really fun, free, easy thing that you can do on your own in your own time. But I recommend doing it 5 days in a row so you can compound that energy and really have a little support, a healing, a transformation.
I love that. I'm totally going to do it. I'll let you know how it goes. I am the queen of not stopping. I am just go, go, go all the time.
Yeah. Yeah.
So awesome. I think this is my sign to maybe take a deep breath and slow down, because that felt pretty good.
And we actually gain energy too, and you'll have that much more reserve to keep showing up and to show up with really good energy. Because we could keep pushing ourselves to keep going, but if our gas tank is low, that's also not ideal either.
For sure, for sure. That's so amazing. Thank you so, so much for taking the time to come and chat today. Did you want to say any last comments?
Any last comments? I'd say follow me on Instagram at Dr. Nikki Starr if you want to kind of continue the connection and see what I'm posting, etc. I have my Dr. Nikki Starr page on Facebook that you can like as well. And yeah, and of course, if you're wanting to go deeper in this work, reach out. I have a women's program that helps women launch things as well. So in that 3 months, a lot of women launch their new offers and even leave their corporate jobs for their entrepreneur life. And it's really beautiful to see that. And I love supporting people and rising into their purpose, their power. So thank you, Sophie, so much
for that so much.
I'm really happy that we got to connect today, despite any challenges. We showed up, we did it. And so I'm super happy.
It's all about being flexible, right? And things happen for a reason. So that's amazing.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of your day. And if you are watching the replay, make sure you grab the freebie. I'll put that in the email and into the Facebook group as well to make sure that it's accessible to everybody.
Yes, amazing. Thank you all for being here.
Bye.
Mm-hmm.